Well, g'day everyone. It's been 6 weeks of lockdown so far, and maybe you're going a bit stir crazy. Maybe you're looking for something to do or something for the kids to do and have a bit of fun. I thought I'd just put together maybe the occasional video where we'd create something, we'd consider something from the Bible and have a bit of a laugh as I have a joke of the day. Anyway, for our first episode today, we're going to be figuring out how to turn one of these into one of these, your very own ninja. And we'll be thinking about how we can play pretend with God and how we shouldn't do that. But also, I've got a great ninja joke for you at the end. Why am I talking about this? Well, because we're wearing masks a lot these days. Part of the COVID restrictions mean that we can't go outside our house without wearing masks unless you're very little. And so all the parents are frustrated because they have to wear the masks all the time. And that's a good thing for protecting each other from the virus and keeping us safe and other people safe, and that's wonderful. But I want to talk about a different kind of mask that we sometimes put on. That is a mask that we put on towards God. We play pretend with God. We pretend to be something that we're not. We can pretend to be his friends when we're not. We can pretend to be happy when we're not. We can do that with other people as well. But the Bible encourages us not to play pretend with God, to be open and honest with him about where we're at, about how we're feeling, about what's going on. And particularly we're told to be honest about our struggles. We're told this in 1 John chapter 1. If we confess our sins to God, he is faithful and just and will forgive us our sins. That is, we don't need to play pretend. We don't need to pretend that we're innocent and all good all the time. We need to be open and honest with our God and remember that Jesus died for our sins so that we can be forgiven, but we need to ask him for that forgiveness. And so be honest with God. It's good to be honest with each other as well about how we're feeling, about how we're going, about whether we're feeling frustrated or happy, so we can let other people know how to respond to us. But remember, don't wear a mask when it comes to God. Be true, be faithful, be open and honest with him about how you're going. Well, so to start with, how do you make one of these out of one of these? Let's have a look. Well, first of all, if you need a toilet roll or another tube, or if you haven't got one of them, you could just grab a piece of blank paper. That'll do the job as well. It'd be better if you didn't have the writing on here. It'll make it so much easier to finish off and make it look really good. But if you do have one with writing, what you could do is get a piece of paper, cut it out in a square, 12.5 centimeters by 10 centimeters, and just paste it round and you'll have one of these. Alternatively, you could get on the computer and print out a rectangle of a color already made. That's what I did with this one here. But we could be doing exactly the same, which is with paints and textures as well. All right, so the first step then is to get a bit of paper and to wrap it around like I'm about to do now. And what I'm going to be doing is gluing that onto our cardboard tube. Or if you have a blank cardboard tube, you could just start colouring in that right away. Very, very simple. What you want to do though before you colour it in though is get a little rectangle of sticky tape and stick that on. So I've just put a little dab of glue on either side here of the paper, and I'm going to get my toilet roll here and just going to stick it on so it's nice and straight up and down, lined up with the top and bottom. We're going to rotate it round and round. Here we go. Let's see how well I can get this. And right round, and we'll just stick it down at the end there. And hopefully that'll stick fast, be nice. I'm just using clear craft glue that I had lying around. And so now you've got something you're able to draw on and write on. Now, for the next step, what you want to do is get a piece of masking tape perhaps, or if you're really, really careful, you could draw a rectangle about 3 centimeters by about one and a bit centimeters like this on there. Now, within that, you're going to be making some scary ninja eyes like this. Okay, to do that, you're going to need 2 diagonal lines, 1, 2 for the scary eyebrows, and then you want a dot underneath each one like that. Here you go. Now what we're going to do is colour the whole thing in. You might want to get some paints. You might want to use your textures or your colour pencils to colour in everything except what's in here. If you've put a bit of sticky tape on, masking tape instead, you can just feel free, if you're not very good at keeping within the lines, colour it all in, paint it all up, and then what you'll do is pull the tape off, and then you can draw the eyes then. But a lot of fun doing that. Now, I'm not going to colour this one in for now. I did this one red before, which was pretty awesome. I thought red was great. Black would look cool as well. And then you'll need something like, I've got some old electrical tape. Maybe you've got a pipe cleaner. This is electrical wire that I found in a junk pile in my spare parts drawer. Maybe you've got a pipe cleaner that you use for craft or something like that. And you're going to wrap it around and tie it like a belt. Here we go. I'll get a bit of this wire here. Let's use the green one. We're going to cut that off nice and simple. We're going to wrap it around the waist, and we're going to tie it together in a little knot. There you go. That'll do the trick. Oh, so simple. There you go. Now, after you've done that, you've got your ninja with his belt, and then you can either get a pen or a pencil and stick it in as like a staff, or maybe you could use a straw. You could use a piece of stick, or if you do have a straw, you can cut it up and you can make some cool other weapons like nunchuckers or something else to go with it. Now, that's the ninja, and you'll end up with something really cool that you can put on your shelf. If you make a couple of them, maybe you can do Australian Ninja Warrior and make an obstacle course for your things to swing across. Now, I promised you a ninja joke as well. Well, a ninja, a minister like me, and a doctor all walked into a restaurant together, and they sat down at a table, and the waiter came up and he said, "What would you two like to order?" You get it? Well, thanks for tuning in today. Hope you have a lot of fun making ninjas and being open and honest with God. See if you can think about that joke as well. God bless. Bye.